guys, welcome back to my channel. We are at Rigasa train station, and don't worry, we are at Rigasa train station and I just bought my ticket. Sorry I couldn't film the whole process because getting the ticket is a rigorous process, but I'm going to sit down and talk to you guys about the process and what to expect, and I'm going to show you guys around the train and how the train station looks like. See you! Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Diana Ano, and as you can see from the title and as you would have already watched from the previous clip that I uploaded, this video is going to be about my train ride experience from Kaduna to Abuja and from Abuja to Kaduna. I couldn't film all the whole process because there were lots of people, so I didn't want to be putting cameras in people's faces, and in Nigeria not everybody understands vlogging or YouTubing or anything like that, so doing this in public sometimes is really not acceptable, and I really didn't know who were there, so I just didn't want any problem. So yeah, so let me give you my experience from the Kaduna angle, and then I'll talk about the Abuja angle, what you should expect. The first thing I'm going to say is that the train itself, it's very convenient and conducive. Like the sitting arrangements, there's AC, and there are two classes on the train. They have the first class and the second class. For first class is about 2,500 and 3,000 naira. Now they have the express train and they have the one that is not express. So the express train does not stop at any station again to pick anybody, but the one that is not express stops at every station to pick people until they get to Kubwa or Idu. Idu is the final bus stop for Abuja. And while in Abuja, they have two pickup stations in Abuja town. That's Idu, which is the first one, and then the second one is at Kubwa. So if you don't enter the train through Idu, you can enter through Kubwa. So now for the first class, like I said, for the express is 3,000 naira, but the normal one is 2,500. For the second class, for express is 1,500, and for normal is 1,300. And I've only been on the express once that I paid 1,500, but every time I'm on the train I only pay 1,300 from Kaduna to Abuja or from Abuja to Kaduna. So like I said, the place is beautiful, it's very convenient. You just sit, enjoy yourself till you get to where you're going. And the first class, I heard, I've never been there, I tried, but like I said, I didn't want to go and be putting cameras in people's faces, and they will not let you enter the train until it is time for people to enter. The first class entrance is different from people who are not first class. Like they have two entrances. Even when you're going out, where the first class people will come out through is different from when normal people will come out through. I say normal people because they couldn't buy the first class ticket. So that's what you should expect. Now let me tell you about the departure time for the train. They depart 4 times, except on Wednesdays. On Wednesday, they only go twice. So you either go through the dock or you go through train. So they go twice on Wednesdays. But every other day, even on Sundays, they go 4 times. The first trip would be 6:40, that's when they leave. The second trip is 10:35. The third trip is 2 p.m. and the fourth trip is 6 p.m. So that's 4 times. They depart 4 times. So I always go on the 10:35 a.m. trip, and reason because my house to where the train station is at Rigasa is very, very far. I stay in Kaduna South, so from Kaduna South to Kaduna North, it's very, very far, and I'm not going with my own personal vehicle, so it might be risky for me to take public transport at very early in the morning, because if the train is leaving, but you should be there at least 2 hours to the departure of the train. So if you're going for the 6:40 p.m. train, at least by 4 o'clock you should be at the train station. If you're going for the 10:35 a.m., which I normally go for, you should be at the train station by 8 o'clock. You should be at the train station sitting like this, because the trains so far, I don't think they have enough trains that are making trips. So the amount of people that are there to buy tickets to go on the train are actually more than the number of seats that the train capacity can carry. So that's why to get a ticket is train tickets is gold, you know. So the first time I was going, the person that told me about the train, because of the recent happenings in the Kaduna-Abuja road, they were like, go 2 hours to the time you should be at the train station. So I'm like, if the train is leaving by 10:35, why should I be there 2 hours to the time? Because like, for what would I be doing there? So I was taking my time, and my mom is this kind of mom that always escorts her child wherever the child is going to, even as big as I am. You know, she insisted that she must go with me to Rigasa. She wants to follow me till I leave. So all that contributed to why I was late. So I got to the station late. I got there around 8:30. And when I got there, I saw that people had already arranged their bags. Their bags were standing for them like a queue. And in the Kaduna train station, there are 2 lines. There are 2 queues. The first queue is for men, and the second queue is for women. And they do that because of their religious beliefs in Kaduna. So women and men are not allowed to stand together. So the women are here, men are here, and there were bags there. So when I came, I saw bags. I was confused. That's after passing the security check. You pass through the security check. There are some things that are prohibited for you to travel with. Some things that are prohibited for you to travel with. So they will check if you are with those things, and if you are not, you pass, you go in. And when you get in, you join the queue or wait for the queue to start. But before then, people would arrange their boxes, and some people would stand there. They don't mind waiting for the ticket because they want to be the first person in line to buy the ticket. Now, one very important thing that I must mention when you're coming to the train station is you must come with a means of identification, either your driver's license, your voter's card, your national ID card, or your international passport. Something. You must come with something. If not, they are not going to sell tickets to you. So when I got there, they were like, join the queue, join the queue. I said, I didn't see queue, I'm just seeing bags. And they said, no, the bags are on queue. So I added my bag. And at exactly 9 o'clock, people just started running to join the queue. But thank God my bag was there. So I went and stood close to my bag. I would say I was like maybe the 20th person or the 15th person, I think so, on the queue. So I bought it. I bought the ticket and I left. It was a smooth process that day, so I thought, oh, this is how it normally is. So I called the person that advised me to go on the train. I was like, I thought you told me that it's very hard to get ticket, that sometimes I might even be there early, I won't see ticket, blah, blah, blah. Like, look, I just got my ticket. He was like, you were just lucky. I said, Now, let me now tell you about my experience from Abuja to Kaduna. Like, my experience from Abuja to Kaduna has never been sweet. Never. So I went to the train station again as usual. I was going to leave by the 10 o'clock train. So I went to the train station, but unfortunately this time I got to the train station around, I think, 8:45 or something. I went to the Kubwa train station. When I got to Kubwa train station, what my eyes saw, I couldn't believe. I almost turned back. I'm like, God, what am I doing here? Because there were so many people. So when I got there, the massive crowd I saw, my God, I was surprised. Like, where did these people come from? You mean people like this travel to Kaduna? This amount of people, like, what are they going to do in Kaduna? So when I got there, I didn't even know where to stand because this queue. And I noticed that in Abuja, they don't do male line and female line, because I think that was helping a bit, because if you're a woman, you'll be in your line. If you're a man, nobody is struggling to be in the same queue. I didn't understand the queue, and only for me to find out that they've not even started selling tickets. I said, and people are this much. I didn't even know what to do. I couldn't even join queue because you won't even know which one is in queue, who is not in queue. The crowd was much. After selling to, let me say, people, they said ticket has finished. I said, what did you people say? He said ticket has finished, that it is only standing ticket that is remaining. That is standing for 2 hours to Kaduna. I couldn't do it. And people were rushing, they were buying this ticket. So the way they were rushing the ticket, I thought, okay, maybe it's a lie, it can't be standing ticket. So I stood close to where they were buying, and when people were few, I went to ask again. They were like, it's standing ticket. And I asked them, I said, how much is the standing ticket? He said it's the same price. So I will pay the same price with somebody who is sitting down, and I will stand to Kaduna or stand to Abuja for 2 hours. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. And I didn't want to go back home again because where I was staying is still far from the Kubwa station. So I said, okay, I'll wait for the next trip. And I asked them, I said, when is the next trip? They said the next trip was 12:02 p.m. thereabout. I will just confirm this timing. I think it was 12 o'clock or so. So I said, it's not so far. I will just stay at the train station and wait before I go. So, and I've always been hearing that shunting is not allowed. They don't pre-sell tickets to people. It's only people who are present they sell tickets to, and all of that. So I was like, okay, maybe, yes, truly, the crowd I saw, people were much, so probably these tickets were sold out. So I waited at the train station. While I was waiting, like, the train station was like a ghost land. There was nobody except the people walking there. The moment it was around, I think I think it was 2 p.m. So I had to wait till 2 p.m. The moment it was around 11:30, 12, people now started coming. People were coming, they were much, because I was happy that we are not plenty. So even when the queue started, when I was seeing the crowd again, I was scared. Like, hey, people are beginning to come now. I cannot go and be struggling for tickets. So we went to ask, like, when would you start selling the ticket? They said they were going to start selling the ticket by 12:30, I think, 12:30. So we're like, okay, probably by 12:30 we would stand in queue, because in Abuja, they don't keep bags. So immediately it was 11 o'clock. Some people started standing. Immediately people saw them. That's how we were running. Even me, I didn't do big girl again. I was running, kitty, kitty, kitty. I ran. I went to join the queue, and I was praying in my heart that, God, Jesus, please, Holy Spirit, let me get this ticket. I don't want to stand. I've waited here since after 8 in the morning till now. I cannot come and not get ticket. So I stood on queue, and then they started selling tickets, and luckily for me, I was able to get the ticket. I didn't stand, and the trip was from 2 till 4, and I got to Kaduna safely, and I got home. So I was now thinking, I'm like, this train thing is really, 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 really stressful, and the journey itself is very conducive compared to traveling by road or spending so much traveling by air just from Abuja to Kaduna. So it's supposed to be convenient and comfortable, but the process of getting tickets. So I got home, and then I called the person. I was telling him that, God, that thing you said I experienced, it was like what you experienced is small. So the second time that I was going on, the third time now that I was going on the train through Kaduna, that was when I saw why tickets sell out quickly, or tickets might not really get to the number of people you're supposed to get, even though you cannot get to everybody. When I got to the train station, this time I got there. No, this time I think I got there. I still got there late. I think I got to the train station around 9 o'clock, and the people were already on the queue and they already started selling tickets. So I joined the queue. The queue was like L. It was very long, and I thought I wasn't even going to get ticket. I was so worried, like, oh God, I'm late too. I can't get this ticket, blah blah blah. You will be online. That's how you will see people will just come from somewhere and say, I was on this line. This is my cousin. This is my auntie. They will enter line. But the security system there is really tight and strong. The security men really try their best to make sure that there's no shunting, there's no cheating, nobody just comes and jumps the queue and all that. They really try, but Nigerians are smart. People still do crazy shit. And then I was standing there, and at that time they said the first class ticket has finished, and I didn't see anybody buying first class. So if people are not buying this first class ticket, how are these tickets getting finished? Now I'm talking honestly, not unbiased, because nobody is paying me for this thing I'm saying. I was wondering, like, who finishes this first class ticket? So I was observing. While I was there, you will see one big man and 6 of his children would just come, walk past you while you are still struggling to buy ticket. People that even have ticket, they've not allowed them to enter. They will just walk past you with their boxes and whatever it is they are carrying. They'll walk past you, and the people there will hail them and they will enter. And I was like, oh, so how did these people get their tickets if they just started selling tickets just now? And if they do not pre-sell tickets, who gave these people tickets? Now they do sell first class tickets, but the tickets are limited because most of the tickets would have been taken by these people and their children. So I just stood there observing everything, and I was seeing these people just going in with their families without stress. They would just walk in, and that was why I knew how the first class ticket is not always available in both stations, both in Kaduna and Abuja. They are the same. Okay, so that's why everybody is fighting and clamoring for the economy ticket, the second class ticket. So aside the normal shunting that people do, my cousin is here, my auntie was standing here. So that's why, to avoid all of this, please try to be extremely early. I will even advise that you are at the train station 3 hours before you travel, and stand close to where the queue would start, so that when it's time for the queue, you immediately join the queue and you're among at least the first 50 people or the first 20 people, so that you can actually get a sitting ticket. That day I was lucky. My mom tried her best to make sure that, because people were just, God, that day it was a struggle. We were struggling. Before you know, this person we entered, I was in this line before. There were so many fights. The male queue was another thing entirely. They were almost fighting. But like I said, the security men and the people there try their best to make sure that there is no cheating, it's free and fair, it's okay. They do try their best, like they do really try their best. But Nigerians are just very fantastic people. So I was able to get sitting ticket that day. I was lucky. I got to Cooper Station, came down and went home. Now the fourth time I went on the train was the worst ever. Like I always say that my traveling from Abuja to Kaduna is always worse than from Kaduna to Abuja. I got to the train station quite alright. I got to the train station, and that day, that was when I found out that they only take 2 trips on Wednesday. I got to the train station on Wednesday, and I arrived there late. When I got there, the queue was from inside where they are selling the tickets to outside. I wish I actually filmed it, but like I said, there were so many people. I didn't want to be putting camera on people's faces, and I know YouTube doesn't like that as well. So there was queue from inside up to outside. You know that staircase that anybody that has been there, or if you go there now, you will see the staircase that leads you into the train station. There were people standing. Even it was and I was thinking, like, Diana, how are you ever going to get this ticket? So I already knew that I wasn't going to get a sitting ticket. So before you knew it, they were like, the sitting tickets. Because let me now tell you what happened. So as we were standing there, the same thing that was happening, that was noticing in the Kaduna train station, was happening here. People would just come from nowhere with their family. They would just say something, and security men would allow them in. They would just walk in, and that's it. So people got frustrated and tired. They were shouting. There was a lot of chaos that day, and everybody just pushed the security men away and entered into the reception, and it was a mess. So before you knew it, tickets were finished. They were like 10, almost like 5 lines of 6 queues. Tickets, the sitting tickets were finished, and so that was it. The sitting tickets were finished. So that day I stood, unfortunately, because I didn't want to wait for the I think the 6 p.m. train. I think it's twice they take that day, 10 and 6 p.m. I will confirm, please. Anything anyone I'm making mistakes, I will just, when I'm editing, I'll write it down here, so don't worry. So I was like, I can't arrive Kaduna that late and then start struggling to go home, because like I said, where I stay is far from where the train station was. So I was like, okay, no problem, I'll stand. It was during the December period, and a lot of people were traveling that time. And I was thinking, since it's a weekday, like Wednesday, people are not going to be much compared to weekends. I was wrong. So I stood. It was not convenient at all. The AC almost froze me. I stood till I got to Kaduna. My legs were shaking. They could no longer support my body again. It was not funny. But the last time I traveled was this time that I was able for you to see that I could even film a bit, meaning that I was comfortable a bit, and it was a little bit convenient for me. So I got to the station. This time I traveled with my brother. You would have seen from the previous clip, and so that's what you should expect if you're going to the train station to buy ticket. If you want to buy first class tickets, I advise that you come extremely early. But if you don't want to buy first class, the only difference between the first class and the second class is that they have television. Their television is working, but the same AC that is in the first class will still blow you in the second class, and it's still the same time that you arrived at the first class people would arrive. So there's nothing special about it. It's not as if they will serve you food in the first class. It's nothing special. The sitting arrangement is just a little bit different, because they have tables in case you want to type or write or do something or walk while you're on the train. Yes, the first class will be convenient for you to do that. But aside that, the difference is not much. It's not something that you cannot live without, survive for the 2 hours. You understand? There's nothing special about the first class. Is there anything that I haven't spoken about now? Okay, yes, they do have like a mini each on the train where you can buy snacks, you can buy drinks, but their things are quite expensive compared to you buying it outside. But inside the train, I think one meat pie is 400 naira. It's not so bad anyway, but their snacks are quite pricey. It's more expensive than buying it outside. But rest assured that if you're on the train and if you haven't had breakfast, and after all that struggling to get tickets, you will get food to eat, you get water, you get drinks. If you are carrying your children along. But this essence of this video is not to scare anyone for going on the train, but it's just to prepare you, that this is what you should expect when you are coming. Come extremely early. Come like 2 hours, 30 minutes, or 3 hours safe to the selling of tickets. If you come 3 hours, there's a place where you can sit. You sit down and wait. And when it's close to the time, but by that time you're in Kaduna, make sure you put your bag or talk to somebody that is there before that. Okay, this is where I am, I'm coming. And don't wait till it's time for them to start selling ticket before you start struggling to enter the queue. Try to be there at least 20 minutes to the time. Stand and wait, and when it's time to sell the ticket, join the queue and buy your ticket. Make sure you come with a valid ID card. Valid ID card is very important. And yeah, enjoy your train ride. It's very interesting, it's very sweet, very convenient. You sit comfortably, there's a lot of space, and there's space for you to put your things at the top, like you've seen from the video. So it's very convenient. There's still space for you to put your things under your seat in case you are the one that carries a lot of load. But be be aware that if you are traveling with a lot of luggages, the time that the train stops for you to alight and bring your things down is really short. It's not that long. It's not that long at all. And sales of tickets, whether standing or sitting, stops 10 minutes to the train departing. So you have to be fast. If you're carrying a lot of things, make sure you have somebody that can help you bring your things out, because at that time everybody is struggling to come out. But if you are going to stop at Idu, no wahala. Once the train stops, it stops for a long time because it has to wait to pick people again. So you have time. But if it's at the Kubwa station, they are still moving to Idu, so they're not going to give you that long time to start packing all your numerous boxes. So beware of that. And if you're stopping in Kaduna as well, yes, you have ample time to bring your things out, so you can travel with a lot of things. But if you're stopping at the Kubwa station, you have to be fast if you're carrying a lot of luggages. And if there's anything I didn't mention, if there's anything you're still not clear about, or if there's anything you still want to know about, just leave comments down. Just leave your comment down on the comment section. I'll answer you. And if you've ever traveled on the train from Abuja to Kaduna, let's know your experience in the comment section. Let me know if it was fine, if it was sweet, if you experienced the same thing that I experienced as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I still remain yours, sweet Dinah Ano, and I'm not with my ring light today. I didn't travel with my ring light, so I'm using natural light. So I apologize now if the lighting is not so good. My ring light is so big, so traveling with it all this while has been but this year I promise to really take my time to get the necessary things that I need to make my channel and my videos interesting. I will make you guys coming back to watch, so please stick with me. I'm still new, I'm just starting, and so yeah, thanks for watching.